All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Lady in Black.
This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series visits Darlington Raceway tonight for 110 laps. Whoa! It's race number 2 of the season, and it's a big one, man. This is a tough track. It's Darlington, the Lady in Black. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory tonight? Well, there's only one way to find out. That's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. We visit the lady tonight in an Xfinity Series, race number 2. Who's going to come out a winner? There's only one way to find out, baby. That's what you're right here on TurnLeftTV. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV tonight. Wow, so we missed last week, man. A little internet issue. Woo, we got that solved. I think we're good to go now, but thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV tonight. Tonight we visit the Lady in Black. That's Darlington Raceway for 110 laps. It's the second race of the season. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. Should be a fun one here tonight. It's a tough track. Take a look at the 24 car. That's Sean Jacobs making some laps here under a practice session. About 8 minutes left in the practice session. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server for your race league, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, you want to host your website or your online store, some VPS hosting and shared web hosting also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our service here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. Quick link to our Discord server where we do most of our business. And that is HighOctaneRacing.net. Take a look at the schedule. This is race number 2. Next week, look at that. We got Bristol coming up, man. Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol. Can anything break your spirit more than those 3 racetracks back to back to back? Holy smokes. Get a little bit of reprieve there at a mile and a half coming up on Kentucky on April the 18th. Talladega finishing out the first half of the season. Big super speedway there. Texas, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Charlotte, and Nashville on the back half of that season. I see 3 mile and a halves in the back half of that season. So that's going to be an interesting race 6 through 10. And we've got one race in the books so far this season. I was not able to make it last week, man. I actually had to have some repairs done on the old internet here. Fiber internet, and there was a piece broken or something. Have a repairman come out on Saturday last week and get that fixed. But nonetheless, they were able to get a race in and take a look at the point standings there. Franco Alvarez got that big win last week. Archie Vieta set second in points. Claudio Bardella Jr. just behind in third. Preston Hassel fourth. Dennis Judichin sits fifth. Dana Grover sixth. Craig Marazon sits in the seventh position. Eugene Fedorov eighth. Wesley Dean ninth. And Givaldo Spindola sits in the 10th position. Craig Gallagher, Ed Palumbo, and Sean Jacobs 11 through 13. Got 5 minutes left to go in the practice session. More racing headed your way this weekend. The Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Cup Series will be at Darlington tomorrow night for a 110-lap race. Doing some test races right now with this new mod. So come on out and join us. QR code there in the banner. Take it down to the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, test these bad boys out, man. We had a lot of fun last week. Tough Trucks on Wednesday will be back in session at Gateway Raceway for a 120-lap race number 4 of the season. And that's coming up this Wednesday, April the 9th. Chatters coming in here. Of course, Givaldo always kicking us off there. Good luck to Givaldo tonight, one of our most cherished members here at High Octane Racing League. Trax VR joining us as well. And I have a feeling Trax VR, whole crowd, they're going to be cheering on Dana Grover tonight. So again, thanks for coming in and chatting it up. Hopefully we got a good race here for you. Good entertaining race. Take a look at the track here at Darlington. The Lady in Black, 1.3, almost 1.4 miles in length, 4 turns, of course, an egg-shaped oval. Turns 1 and 2 banking at 25 degrees, 3 and 4 at 23 degrees, front stretch at 3, and the back stretch at 2. And I tell you what, man, you don't want to forget what turn you're going into, whether it's going into turn 1 or turn 3. You do not want to forget with this track. Also, you don't want to overdrive it going into this into the corners here, and whether it be turn 1 or turn 3, you don't want to overdrive the turns here because this could really spell disaster in the short run and the long run on tires too. This is a tough track. Thanks so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. Please share my videos with all your friends, all the new subscribers. Really appreciate you being here, and all those folks who've been around and stuck it out with us here at TurnLeftTV. I appreciate that as well. So we're working our way up there, man. 75 more subscribers, and we're at the golden 1,000. How about that? It's awesome, man. I like doing these races, man. I have a lot of fun. Appreciate people coming out and watching the races. Also got some links in the description of the race. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, go ahead and click on that link in the description of the race. Also, my SimLab web link as well. If you're interested in purchasing something through them, I'm an affiliate through SimLab. So I have a SimLab race rig as I do my broadcasting and my driving from the race rig. So thanks so much for supporting TurnLeftTV. Jelson Neto also joining us. Preston Hassel, he's out on the track right now. Preston Hassel out there maybe he's not on the track. He's in the garage area right now, but chatting it up. He's trying to troll us a little bit. Look at Givaldo here in the 68 car. Just about a minute and a half left in the practice session. Take a look at my keys to the race here tonight. So I'll show them again once we get ready to go green. Race the track, man. Race the track. This thing is the biggest competition out there. You see Givaldo drifting up the track a little bit. This is the biggest competition out there, in my opinion. Not the other drivers, it's the track. Save those tires, man. Be patient, especially getting into the turns. Manage the traffic. Not going to be a huge deal tonight. Looks like we have just a little bit a lighter crowd here. Big pit stops are on point as well. So I suspect we're probably going to have some green flag pit stops tonight as well. So those are my keys to the race here at the Lady in Black. Ain't nobody going to tame the Lady. I don't care who wins the race. You're not taming the Lady. The Lady just let you win. Looks like the practice session has ended. We'll be going to quals here very, very shortly. Qualifying position, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue here. It isn't exactly easy to pass here. Of course, with some of these guys, it's never easy to pass those guys. But I think anybody and everybody kind of wants to get that fairly good qualification position. I kind of like, with a crowd like this, I kind of like to be in the back there, have a nice clean entrance into my pit stall. So it looks like we are headed to the qualification session. Franco Alvarez out on the grid. Franco Alvarez is going to have a good qualification time. He's been lightning fast here in the practice session. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Let's see what time. 30.079 for Franco. Look at Dana Grover here in the Trax VR number 89 Toyota. Franco Alvarez set the pace there with 30.079. Sean Jacobs also, he's up to P2. It looks like Preston Hassel now P2. So fast there in sector number 1 for Dana Grover. Dana Grover with a 30.120. 30.120 P3 for Dana Grover. That Wes Dean. Wesley Dean in the Ford, number 8, Salt Life sponsored Ford. Alvarez the top time, Jacob second, Grover third, Hassel fourth, Marizon currently in P5. Oh, into the wall there, Wesley Dean. A bit too much sauce on that one. Right side damage there for Wesley Dean. It looks like he has settled for 6th place. Starting position, at least so far. Ed Palumbo in the helmet sponsoring machine. Trying to crack into that top 5. Claudio Bardelli Jr. chatting it up. Palumbo up to P6 with a 30.2. Another lap in him. Sean Jacobs is 2nd. Palumbo a little bit off there in sector number 1, but not too much. 1/100th of a second, almost 2/100ths of a second. Good to see that. 30.176 at Palumbo, P7. Looks like everybody may have gotten their qualification laps in. So Franco Alvarez is going to end up claiming the pole position. These guys are effectively done with the qualification session. So thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And we'll give you the official results here in just a minute. Those guys are, well, just a few minutes. Those guys are going through the driver's meeting. Let's get this party started.
TurnLeftTV. 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 It's gonna be a great show. Heath Johnson saying all you need to know. We got fast cars racing, hopefully you're pacing. Are you ready for some high-speed action? Step on the gas. All right. Race fans, my heavens. My heavens. Buschwackers. Saturday night. Thunder. Tough trucks. Nascar, IndyCar, GT3.
All right, I think we're back. We are back. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And we have finished up the qualification session, I believe. If you're just joining us, we are at Darlington tonight. The lady in black. Whoa! I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. It looks like qualifications have officially ended. We will take a look at the results. Franco Alvarez in the 83 captures the pole position. Sean Jacobs, all Chevy front row, qualifies in second. Dana Grover, top Toyota, qualifies in third. Preston Hassel is fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. qualifies in the fifth position. In sixth is Craig Marizan. Starting in seventh will be Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. Wesley Dean starts in the eighth position in the 8 car. Givaldo Spinola starts in ninth in the 68 car. And it looks like Archer Vieta has joined us, so he did not qualify and came in after qualification starts. So he's going to start back in P10. So just a little under 9 minutes in the warm-up session. Get your picks in now. Well, I am going to make a pick tonight. My pick, some call it bad luck. I am going to pick to win this race, Franco Alvarez. Been lightning fast in the practice session, lightning fast in qualifications. I think he's going to be lightning fast under race conditions as well. The only thing to think about, Isaac, with respect to that is tire management. This track is brutal on tires. We'll take another look at the schedule coming up next week. Bristol, yeah. Bristol, baby, April 11th. Live right here on TurnLeftTV. Kentucky, fourth race of the season there, great mile-and-a-half track. I love Kentucky, man. I had one of the best races of my career at Kentucky. It was a three-way battle. I was able to pull off the victory and really swapping positions. All three of us swapping positions. We probably did that for 20 laps, man. It was such a fun race for me. Talladega Super Speedway finishing out the first half of the season. You see, back half, we begin with a mile-and-a-half at Texas on May the 2nd. Are we closing in on May? Wow, man. That is crazy. And then, of course, Phoenix following that on May the 9th. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, another mile-and-a-half there on May 16th. Charlotte, Lady Charlotte on May the 23rd. That's Memorial Day weekend, isn't it? Nashville Super Speedway finishing out the season, 110 laps there on May the 30th. An interesting schedule headed your way. About 5.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Take a look at Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Bardelli and Vieta, they're running together here in the practice session. Vieta giving Bardelli a little bit of a push. Trying to rattle his cage. Vieta tried to rattle Bardelli's cage a little bit. Bardelli got sideways. Oh, wow. Bardelli practicing pitting, and that is not the way you want to do it. He'll get that figured out, no doubt. Oh, interesting there. Maybe trying to get in his head a little bit. Maybe Archer Vieta trying to get in Bardelli's head, huh? Rattle the cage. That was fun. Waldo says, I don't want anything to do with that. That got interesting there. Giovanni's showing some muscle here in the warm-up session, man, up to P4. Oh, trying to avoid a car there. It gets into the wall. I think Robert is coming up on the track and caused a little bit of a change of groove for Ubaldo. Get that out of our system before the race starts. A couple minutes left to go in practice. Preston Hassel getting his final twist on things. Looks like he is the fastest in the warm-up session. 30.148 for Preston Hassel in warm-up. Craig Marizon, another one of those guys, man, we really got to keep in the conversation about winning this race. That Magpul Dynamics car, he's always competitive, man. Always has that car up front, and he's a guy that works his way up through traffic really, really well. Keep your eye on Craig Marizon tonight, one of our great Michigan drivers. And about a minute 20 left to go. Pitting will be going into turn 3 using the apron to come around. Really, really hard to get off the track coming into 4, but playing a little safe here and pitting into turn 3. Exiting the pits, you'll rejoin the racing surface off of turn 2.
A lot of soul.
Well, hopefully you got your picks in. Hopefully you got your picks in here. Race number 2 of the season. It's Darlington, the Lady in Black, 110 laps here tonight. This thing will reach out and bite you if you're not paying attention. All right, time to get this party started. Again, it's Darlington tonight, race number 2 of the season. And it's a 110 lap race. Let's take a look at the starting order. Franco Alvarez starts P1 in that 83 car. Sean Jacobs starts in his second position in 24. Dana Grover in the Toyota starts in third in that 89 car. Preston Hassel in the 27 starts in the 4th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19 will start P5. Craig Marizon in the 60 starts in the 6th position. Ed Palumbo in the 7th position in that number 54 car. In the 8th position will be Wesley Dean. Giovanni Spinelli in the 68 starts in 9th. And Arthur Vieira will start from the back in the 10th position. These guys are about ready to get it going. And I'm excited, man. This is going to be a tough one. Take a look at the keys to the race here tonight. Race the track, man. It's the track. It's all about the track. Save those tires. This thing is really, really tough on tires. I say that a lot of times, but, man, I really mean it this week. Be patient with your passes. Don't get too antsy. Manage that traffic. Not going to be a huge deal with respect to traffic tonight. I think a lot of guys are scared of this track. And make sure your pit stops are on point. I think we're going to have some green flag pit stops here tonight, so you got to make sure that you are Johnny on the spot on pits. Get a good start here. Don't get too antsy. Be patient. Franco Alvarez is going to lead the field to take the green flag. This is a tough track. Pace car is off. Here we go. Alvarez in the 83 will lead down the front stretch. Alvarez got a good jump. Wow. Sean Jacobs might have spun his tires on that outside, and Alvarez out like a rocket ship. Alvarez, big run there for him. Jacobs back in the second position. Oh, no, 3 wide. Bardelli Jr. Go, boy. Bardelli Jr. getting in this mix early on. He's in a hurry. He got 3 wide, and they are still getting after it. Bardelli Jr. the 19 on the inside line. Dana Grover up on the outside line. Preston Hassel just ahead. These guys are getting after it right now. Bardelli Jr. in a big hurry in that 19. He doesn't want Alvarez to get away from him. He gets by Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel saying, I got to get out of the way. Hassel running in the 4th position as Bardelli Jr. quickly picks up P3. Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in that 3rd position. Sean Jacobs in the 2nd position in that 24. He's looking out of his back window, looking at his rearview mirror, and he sees a whole lot of that 19 car. Waldo Spindola working on the back end of the 54. Looks like Givaldo had gotten around Craig Marizon. Take a look at this pass. Marizon giving him some room. Givaldo throwing that car down to the inside. And gets by Craig Marizon. Marizon's dropped a couple positions since the start of the race. And this battle right here for P2 is starting to heat up. Claudio Bardelli Jr. looking like he wants to get around the 24 car. I think the 24 is going to let him go. Does look like it. So 24 lets the Sober Thomas-sponsored Ford go by. And Claudio up to P2. Jacobs back to the 3rd position. Take a look at Dana Grover here running in the 89. He's in 5th. Just behind him is Ed Palumbo in the 54. Givaldo might have gotten into the back of that 54 car. Givaldo might have made some contact with that 54. And he backed off. He got it, kept it out of the wall, but wow. Tell you what, you get racy here early on, you're going to pay late on these long runs. This track really chews up the tires. We take a look at Dana Grover in P5. Just ahead of him, Preston Hassel. He's sandwiched in between the 27 and the 54. 54 at Palumbo. Looking out of the back of his machine at Givaldo. Givaldo running in the 7th position. Givaldo had a run on Palumbo, but Palumbo slammed the door. Franco Alvarez, big lead here for him, about 3.5 seconds. He got out like a rocket ship and took off. He is way out front. Not messing around. Marizon wanting to get that spot back from Givaldo. Givaldo way up the track, leaving the door open for the 60 car. And the 60 at Craig Marizon going to sneak through. Oh, Givaldo slammed with the wall coming off the corner. Givaldo, a hard hit to the outside wall. Wesley Dean going to try to make it through. Wesley Dean into the outside wall as well. And that 8 car, Archer Vera is trying to figure out who he wants to get around. All these guys might have been slamming the wall. Givaldo started off here as Marizon got by. Givaldo way up the track. Coming off the corner, he's going to run out of room, and he's slamming that outside wall. And just behind, Wesley Dean looking like he wanted to get a little frisky here. And he's going to get in a little bad entry. I tell you can't overdrive it, and he slams the wall. Vieira trying to figure out what he wants to do. Archer Vieira to the outside. He's going to let these guys mix it up, and I think he's going to take the spot. Guys are mixing it up, and Archer Vieira is just says thank you very much. Woo-hoo-hoo! The 68 on for a ride there. 68 went for a ride. Let's take a look at this again. Watch this 68 car. That is that's absolutely wrecked right there. Wesley Dean had a whole lot of that 68 car in front of his car, and able to hang on. Givaldo. Ed Palumbo now working on the 89 car. Ed Palumbo in a helmet sponsored machine. Craig Marizon's making some inroads here too. Daniel Grover on the outside as Ed Palumbo makes it around. But Daniel Grover holding on here so far. Take a look at Franco Alvarez. Those guys beating each other up. He's just cranking off laps, man. 4.5 seconds separate he and Bardelli. Remember, Bardelli had a little bit of trouble getting around. Maybe have used up those tires somewhat. He and Sean Jacobs still having a little bit of a tussle between the two of them. Marizon now working on the 89, so the 60 car getting by the 89 on the inside. 15 laps in. Kind of give you an idea where Alvarez is, and there's P2, P3. Givaldo a little bit off the pace there from making contact. There's Givaldo in the 10th position. And here comes Franco Alvarez. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here running into 3rd position. Hadn't let Bardelli Jr. get away from him. Bardelli Jr. got around, but Jacobs holding his own, staying right behind that Silvertom sponsored Ford. Jacobs working that high line. You see the different lines those guys are using. Bardelli Jr. says to himself, if he's going to pass me, I'm going to make him pass me on the high side. Little cat-mouse game going on with Jacobs and Bardelli. Jacobs starting to peek around on the inside as well. Jacobs appears to be holding his own, if not maybe a little bit faster than Bardelli. You just got to find a good, clean place to make a pass. Wesley Dean now closing in on Dana Grover. Good battle here. Dana Grover and Wesley Dean battling it out. Dean in the 8 car on the inside. Came out early, got a lot of laps in. One of our newer drivers, but man, this guy has shown a lot of racing, good high racing IQ. Kind of in the back of his machine at Dana Grover. Get a little bit better look. There you go, Wesley Dean. Look at that concentration out of the 8 car. I'd love to be able to delete half these cameras, man. I got to cycle through all those cameras. Give me about 3 cameras. I'm good. Let me pick them. As soon as I say that, I'm like, oh, I want the camera back. Look at this. Sean Jacobs says, put that camera on me, baby. Getting back around Bardelli Jr. Not quite finished it off, but now gets around him. So Jacobs taking that pass on the Ford. Silver Tom Ford now back to the 3rd position as Sean Jacobs in the Kubota number 24 Chevy is in P2. And those guys are starting to close in on Alvarez. Alvarez may be thinking big picture here with respect to fuel mileage. He is really backed up. These guys are starting to pull him in. Tires maybe giving up on that. Oh, man, he is sick loose right now. Holy smokes. Franco Alvarez is fighting a hugely loose condition. He went out like gangbusters, so he might have used these tires up. And he is now trying to get around the 68 car. He does, but I'll tell you what, Sean Jacobs and Claudio Bardelli Jr. are on the move here. 23 laps in, and Alvarez is dealing with a wickedly angry car. That car is the back end wanting to come around on him. We'll go take a look at those hands again. Watch this wheel. Watch the counter steering here. See that counter steer right there? Not as bad as, right there. Oh, wow. Whoa, off the turn, too. Man. Alvarez would take it. Oh, no. Alvarez had some trouble. Look at this. Let's take a look and see what happened. Alvarez went down on the apron, came back up on the track, and then, Hassel gets into the wall. Take a look at here, Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel trying to avoid Alvarez slamming into the wall. Alvarez had such a loose condition, man. He was trying to, I think, get off the track to get down pit lane. And Alvarez is on pit lane, taking some service. He might be back out. Here, let's see. Take a look at Sean Jacobs in the 24 coming down pit lane. So pit stops underway. Just a little bit of warning for everybody. I may end up having to cut this broadcast short. We got some thunderstorms moving through here, so Just an FYI. We got hit pretty hard last night. And another angry storm coming through tonight. So it looks like Ed Palumbo now coming onto pit lane. Craig Marizon following him down pit lane. Wesley Dean also on pit lane in the Salt Life sponsor machine. Ed Palumbo is shown as our race leader, but he is on pit lane. Craig Marizon also on pit lane. And Alvarez really had a wicked car, too. Franco Alvarez, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Alvarez has gotten some fresh tires on that car. Feeling a little bit better, but maybe he's going to be a little conservative here on this run because that last half of that run, or the last about 10 laps of that run was wicked. Oh, man! Was Bardelli Jr. doing a little blocking? Throwing a little block down there on Alvarez. Not sure. Not want Alvarez to get by. Bardelli Jr. taking that line away. Sean Jacobs running in the third position as Bardelli Jr. after pit stops has now claimed the race lead. Arthur Vieira showing some speed here in this run after pit stops. Has run the fastest lap of the race. 80 laps to go. A lot of laps to go. Looks like we're doing about 25 laps or so on a set of tires. It's not a fuel issue. I think it's a tire issue. Arthur Vieira running in the sixth position. Came out a little late here. Did not get a lot of practice laps in. Sean Jacobs running in the third position. Just behind him is the 60 of Craig Marizon. Ed Palumbo is in fifth. Battle there, Craig Marizon and Palumbo. Ed Palumbo running in fifth. Marizon in fourth. Marizon closing in on Sean Jacobs. The 19 looks like he's a little bit better off the corners than Franco Alvarez. Alvarez might have learned his lesson on that first run. He had a huge lead, went out like gangbusters, and got reeled in because that car started getting really, really wicked loose. That's the hassle. After that contact has some pretty significant damage running in the ninth position, one lap down. He was on pit lane for quite a while as Alvarez got loose on the apron after exiting pit lane and or before going down pit lane, and there might have been some contact, but anyway, the 27 got up into the outside wall. A pretty significant amount of damage there for him. He is not a happy camper right now. A happy camper so far is Claudio Bardelli Jr., but Franco Alvarez trying to ruin that birthday party. Alvarez running in the second position. He's being a little bit more conservative on this run. I don't think he liked the way his car felt at the tail end of that first run, as it was wicked loose. Chris Jackman joining us in the chat session. Good to see Chris in. First time I've seen Chris chat with us here on TurnLeftTV. Cheering on Dana Grover. Dana running in the 8th position, just behind Preston Hassel. Those guys, Dana's actually on the tail end of the lead lap. Preston is a lap down, so this battle is not for position. See that counter steer, a little bit of counter steer. You see also counter steer off. Not too bad so far here on that one, but it looked like going into the corner. There was some counter steering. Back end wanting to come around a little bit. Pretty conservative coming off the corners. Not wanting to burn those tires up. Looking for a long run. The 89 Dana Grover. I think he's racing from the Trax VR facility tonight. Located up in the Calgary area. Wesley Dean running in the 7th position in the 8 car. Salt Life sponsor machine. Closing in on Givaldo. Now Givaldo 4 laps down. Wes Dean trying to get by and pick up some spots there. Close in on Vieira. He's got a little bit of work to do there. About 13 seconds behind the 6th place car of Archie Vieira. Vieira now having a battle with Ed Palumbo. This is a good battle here. About 3/10 separate the two of these guys. Archie Vieira in the 4 car, Ed Palumbo in the 54. And we got a battle for P3 as looks like Craig Marazon down underneath the 24 car. Craig Marazon in that Magpul Dynamic. Oh! 24 gets under the outside wall. Maybe get him some room. This track, the margin of error is really, really slim, especially through those corners. And Marazon's going to pick up that spot. Marazon now up to the 3rd position. Vieira and Palumbo. Vieira to the outside, and Palumbo in the 54 on the inside line. You talk about a couple KG veterans here. How many championships do these guys have between the two of them? A lot. I need more fingers and toes to count those. And Archie Vieira pick it up, P5. Ed Palumbo falling back to the 6th position. Vieira now moving up, and he's wanting to close in on Sean Jacobs. About almost 2 seconds separate Vieira and Jacobs. Jacobs not letting Marazon get away, though. About 2/10 separate the two of those guys. Jacobs in the 24. Probably a little right side damage after making contact with the wall. We got a battle here for the race lead. Franco Alvarez. He's had enough of Bardelli Jr. leading. Alvarez in the 83, slipping through. A little bit more patient on this run. As Bardelli Jr. slips back to P2. And Alvarez reclaiming the race lead. Too much fight there from the 19. Still a lot of laps to go. Not quite to halfway. Caution free so far. Keep our fingers crossed. I like these caution free races. The green flag pit stops separate the field a little bit. Take a look at Marazon and Jacobs. Jacobs starting to climb back onto the back end of that 60 car. Marazon might have used his stuff up getting around Jacobs. Looking a little frisky here, looking out of the rear view mirror. Craig Marizon's machine. As Jacobs not letting him get away. And you can use your stuff up. I mean, just a few laps here. Jacobs down to the inside line. He's going to give it a shot. Jacobs to the inside of Marizon. And Marizon didn't fight him too much. Realized he had the bottom line and gave him some room. Marizon now falling back to the third position as Sean Jacobs back to the fourth position as Sean Jacobs reclaiming P3. Yeah, Palumbo going to get a spot back as it looks like Arthur Vieira is coming down pit lane. So Palumbo get that spot back. You'll take it, I'm sure, as now Vieira making a pit stop here on lap 47. Interesting strategy from Vieira. He might be doing some math here. Might be working that calculator. So I know it feels like an eternity when you're on pit lane and everybody else is out there under green flag conditions, and he might be working the math. .48 laps in. As Vieira finishing up that pit stop, giving up some track position. Bardelli Jr. back to the race lead. He's gotten back around Alvarez. See Vieira rejoining the race surface. We'll take a look at this pass. As Bardelli Jr. goes to the bottom side, it leaves Alvarez up on the outside line. Oh, wow. Alvarez almost got into the wall there. Wowza. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night if you'd like to do some racing with us. Saturday Night Thunder, the next gen mod. Doing some testing there. 110 laps at Darlington. That'll be a true test. Oh, man. I will get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, mix it up with the boys coming up tomorrow night. Tough Trucks will be back in action at Gateway for race number 4 of the season. 120-lap race on Wednesday, April the 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Gateway Raceway. What a fun track that is, man. I love that track. I've been to this track many times when I lived outside of St. Louis when I was in the Air Force. And I used to go to races here at Gateway. So fun track to watch a race and fun track in the sim racing to drive as well. So that's coming up on Wednesday in the Tough Truck Series. Well, we're looking at Claudio Bardelli Jr. reclaiming the race lead, and I think Alvarez is indicating he wants to come down pit lane. And it does look like Alvarez is making a pit stop. Look at that, man. He is lightning fast there on that apron. That is brave. Got to be careful not to speed. Easy to get excited. Jacobs indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane as well. So Sean Jacobs will be making a pit stop. Kind of get an idea of what it's like to get off the track to get down pit lane here. Now that pit entry line comes up in a hurry. Looks like he does it no problem. KG veteran that he is, one of our Pennsylvania drivers. Bardelli Jr. working the math here a little bit, I think. He's extending this run. This should be a good news, bad news situation, depending on how things shake out. The 19 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. So he will be pitting on this lap. Team Samba, Sober Tom sponsored number 19, coming off the track to come down pit lane. Man, that's a scary. See that? You're carrying a lot of speed right there. Easy to get into the barrels. 19 does it with no problem. Championships under his belt as well. Marizon also on pit lane. You see those guys as Bardelli Jr. Sliding into his pit stall. Sure had a way to smooth up that camera. That'd be awesome. Take a look at the Sober Tom sponsor machine. We'd have an animated pit crews, man. That would be just sick in this game. Colombo also on pit lane as Bardelli finishing up his pit stop. Wesley Dean getting the lap led in the 8 car. Now coming down pit lane. That's Salt Life sponsored Ford. He's got to be a good guy, man. He's driving a Ford. I drive a Ford because there are no Dodges in this sim. No Dodge in NASCAR anymore. I've heard somebody talking last week, I think it was, that maybe Dodge was going to get back into it. Show me. And I'm all in. Maybe asking why Dodge, right? My dad worked at Chrysler, the Chrysler Corporation, for 38 years. So we're, he's since passed away a couple years ago. Had a long retirement. As you see, Franco Alvarez, our leader. This guy is just hard to beat, man. He loves racing. He loves stock cars. He's going to be coming. He's from Argentina, going to be coming to the United States this year. Going to visit a couple tracks. He said Richmond and Daytona. It's going to be awesome for him. Awesome experience. I think he and his dad are going to come up here to the United States. After pit stops, it looks like Artur Vieira has worked his way up to P2. How about that? Artur Vieira in the second position. As you see, Sean Jacobs and Bardelli Jr. running in third and fourth, respectively. Givaldo's had a pretty tough night here. He's on pit lane, shown 4 laps down, and I would suggest to you he's probably going to go further down. Had a little tough break there early on. I think that battle there with 2, 3, 4 is heating up. Fourth position is Claudio Bardelli Jr. He's looking at P2, P3 just ahead of him. A great battle here. Sean Jacobs just ahead in that 24 Kubota-sponsored Camaro. Artur Vieira is in the second position, and it looks like the Kubota-sponsored machine is a little faster than Vieira, and he's dropping down to the inside. Bardelli Jr. going to try to use that opening to sneak through. Vieira was a little kind. Let those guys go. Maybe on older tires. Not sure about the pit sequence, how that's shaken out, but looks like Jacobs opened up a gap there that Bardelli was able to use to get through. Let's take a look at that replay. As Jacobs dives down to the inside, Vieira on the outside, close to that wall, and Bardelli Jr. going to sneak through. Well, Vieira and Bardelli, wish they'd fix that so that, see that back car right there? You see that tag should not go over the front of that car. Come on. This game is wonky, man. As we go back to live here and take a look at the 83. Closing in on Preston Hassel. Preston 1 lap down, dealing with some pretty significant damage. He's been pretty quiet here after the incident. Wes Dean getting out of the way, letting these guys get by. Jacobs and Bardelli getting by Wes Dean. Wes Dean running in the 8th position. We've been caution-free 63 laps in. A bit of a smaller crowd tonight. Massive thunderstorms here on the eastern part of the United States. Midwestern part. I live in the Midwest. I live just north of Indianapolis, Indiana. And we are getting hit by a few thunder boomers. Haven't heard any thunder as of late, but we might have skirted the problem here, hopefully. At least for now. Look at this. Is that pass there? Jacobs getting around Vieira. I don't know how many times we got to look at that. Sorry. I need an assistant. Franco Alvarez, the leader, he has got a pretty big lead there over Sean Jacobs. So this little problem that he had early on in the race where he used up those tires and got wicked loose. Seems like he might have cured that. There's still a lot of laps to go, though. Here on lap 65. Dana Grover in the 89, running in the 7th position. He is the first car 1 lap down. Looks like Vieira has come off the track, come down pit lane. So Artur Vieira making a pit stop. Might be an interesting early pit for him. Might be a little bit off sequence. That maybe that's the deal. Hey, you got up to P2. Dana Grover running in 7th. Back to take a look at him. 1 lap down. As he lets those guys go through. Only Toyota in the field tonight. Racing from the Trax VR facility, one of our great Canadian drivers. And I'll tell you, in the Saturday Night Thunder and in the Truck Series, and he's always a factor here tonight too, but it's in the Saturday Night Thunder, he is picking them up and putting them down right now. He is hard to beat. Likes racing. I think he just went to a race maybe in Las Vegas here a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Maybe last week, whenever it was. I don't really keep up with the schedule too much, but I guess he had a pretty good time there. And thanks to the Trax VR folks for providing sim racers a place to race. Maybe one of these days when I get up to Canada, I'll be able to pop in. If they let me across the border. I swear I'm a pretty good guy. No felonies, no arrests. I'm good. Take a look at Ed Palumbo running in the 5th position, 54. Quiet night here for him. He's the last car on the lead lap. Behind him is Preston Hassel. Now Hassel is in P8, 1 lap down. RTVF with that pit stop has now down 2 laps, but a little off sequence for Artur Vieira. Take a look at Ed Palumbo in the 54. So Vieira a little off sequence. A little different strategy from the NASCAR BR sponsored number 4 car, sponsored Chevy. So we'll see how that shakes out for him here on lap 71. He may be thinking, come down pit lane, maybe, put a little fuel in, only do 2 tire stops, something like that. I don't know, man. That would be super brave at this track. As we see Palumbo now starting to battle Preston Hassel a little bit. Vieira coming through as well on fresh tires. Vieira diving down to the inside. Oh! goes Palumbo going off the track. Wow, Palumbo went off the track, and that got interesting in a hurry right there. Look at this. Palumbo gets off the track, and Vietas to the inside on fresh tires. Oh, Woza! As Vieta gets by, now Alvarez trying to sneak through. Preston Hassel giving him a lot of room as a contact earlier left him a little gun shy. Wow. A lot going on there. Palumbo coming off the track. Vieta trying to get around. The 83 trying to get around. 27 trying to get out of the way. Holy smokes. And Palumbo finishing up his pit stop now, coming back out on track. Or maybe he's coming back down pit lane. I'm not sure. Looks like he might be finishing up his pit stop. So Palumbo making a pit stop here on lap 74, or finishing up the pit stop here on lap 74. He is 2 laps down now in the 9th position. And Ed Palumbo back down on the apron, and I have a feeling Ed Palumbo just got caught speeding on pit lane. Now, I think that's what the case is. Uh-oh. Ed Palumbo, and then Hellman spots the machine. A little bit too much mayonnaise on that pit stop. Having to come back down pit lane. He is getting chewed out by his pit crew. Oh, boy. Alvarez, the leader. It's easy to speed on pit lane, and he's doing the drive-through penalty. Holy Toledo. Ed Palumbo in the 54. That crew chief probably going to have a little bit of a chat with Ed Palumbo. Hold the mayo, baby. Hold the mayo. Okay, that's all my mayonnaise jokes. Look at this. Claudio Bardelli Jr. And Sean Jacobs. Look at that right there. Bardelli Jr. getting by and pulling away from Jacobs. As you see Dana Grover now trying to get through. Dana Grover is running in the 5th position. He is 1 lap down. And a whole lot of battling now for Sean Jacobs. Take a look at Sean Jacobs in the 3rd position as Bardelli Jr. able to scooch away. Now 2-second lead over Jacobs. As Dana Grover makes that pass, not for position. Starting to see some guys come down pit lane too, I believe, as Franco Alvarez is on pit lane. Take a look at Bardelli Jr. there as Franco Alvarez making a pit stop. Here on lap 79. Remember, Arte Vieta, remember what he did. He pitted a little bit off sequence. May very well be a winning move for him. We will see. Craig Marzon finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Board here with Marazon. Got to be careful on this apron, picking up speed, especially on those cold tires. Easy to spin out on the apron. We've been caution free. Keep our fingers crossed. 60 car, Magpul Dynamics sponsored Chevy. Comes back out, 1 lap down in P7. Bardelli Jr., the leader. He's the sole car on the lead lap. Now, what Dana Grover wants to see, who is the first car 1 lap down, he wants to see a caution flag so he can be the lucky dog. Preston Hassel on pit lane in the 27. Finishing up his pit stop. And a tough night there for Preston. 3 laps down in the 27. Castrol-sponsored Ford. Bardelli Jr. And Palumbo on those fresher tires, wanting to get one of those laps back the old-fashioned way, and he does. So he gets by Bardelli Jr., and Bardelli Jr. is going to use a little bit of a draft. But Ed Palumbo on the fresher tires has gotten one of the laps back. He is 2 laps down. Got caught speeding here on this last pit stop. Rico Alvarez on fresh tires after making pit stop, going to get around Wesley Dean. Wesley Dean in the 8 is indicating he is going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. Oh, man, Dean, Dean into the outside wall. Wesley Dean got into the outside wall. Wow. That car is mad at him. Battle here. Look at this battle. Jacobs, Marizon, Vieira. Marizon gets by Arthur Vieira. What a great battle here on lap 84. Sean Jacobs running into 3rd position. Marizon in 4th. Vieira now falling back to the 5th position as Marizon looking racy. Marizon looking pretty strong. Maybe in fresher tires. Hit a little bit later. Going to the inside. Jacobs not wanting to give up that spot. Down the backstretch. As a 24 holding on to that spot, Marizon not able to pull off that pass. Those guys really pulled away from Vieira. Now remember, Vieira is on a little bit different pit strategy here. He's trying to extend that. Maybe change the complexion of this race. And Alvarez now back to the race lead. As Bardelli Jr. is on pit lane. Looks like Bardelli Jr. might have finished up that pit stop, coming back out on track. Take a look at our side-by-side view as Bardelli Jr. now rejoining the racing surface. In P5. As Alvarez is the leader here on lap 86. I think Vieira just missed his pit stall. I think Vieira might have just missed pit lane. I think that's what I just saw here. Let's take a look. Artur Vieira coming off the track. It looks like he's trying to make a pit stop, carrying way too much speed. Way too much speed. And whatever strategy he had, that is out the window. Did you see that? He was carrying way too much speed on older tires. And he got down off the track, and then he's just going to miss the jive there, right? He had to come into the left and not able to do it. And Vieira missed pit lane, and his pit crew is livid right now. And the 4-car going to have to give it another shot. Wow. One more time under replay here as Vieira carried a lot of speed. He pitted early. And had older tires and just cannot make the scooch there to get on the pit lane. Man, oh man. Whatever strategy he had is out the window. Window net down, throw it out. Alvarez probably knowing what he's doing. You see Vieira there on pit lane as Alvarez goes by. Franco Alvarez the leader. Sean Jacobs in 2nd, Marizon 3rd, Bardelli Jr. 4th. Dana Grover is in the 5th position in the lucky dog position. Holy Toledo. Ed Palumbo on pit lane.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, no, a yellow flag. Yellow flag. Holy smokes. A yellow flag. Okay, it should be good. So a yellow flag. Marizon came around. Oh my heavens, man. And Archivietta's like, why did I miss pit lane? Why did I miss pit lane? Let's take a look and see what happened to Craig Marizon. Marizon up into the outside wall. Oh, man. It grabbed him on the outside. He just bit into that outside wall and came across the track. Take a look at this again. He makes contact with the outside right there, and then hard contact to the inside. Man, 60 car, late race caution flag on board here with him. Watch this, going to get into the outside wall. Right there, it upsets the balance of the car and hard into the inside. As we are under our first caution flag late in this race. So a caution flag, our first caution flag. Jacobs, Bardelli, Marizon, Grover all wanted to see that. So a caution flag here late, baby. That's going to bring up an interesting scenario. So a tough break there for Craig Marizon. So it looks like Alvarez on pit lane, so interesting situation. Figuring that maybe he doesn't have enough fuel to make it to the end, so definitely going to take an opportunity to get some fresh tires. That gives a race lead to Bardelli Jr. This is interesting. I think with Alvarez maybe pitting just a little bit earlier, probably feels like he wants fresh tires, a little splash of fuel. The complexion of this race has just changed pretty significantly with the late race caution flag. Craig Marizon bunching everybody back up, going to turn up the juice a little bit. Bardelli Jr. is shown as the race leader. Tanner Grover going to take this opportunity to come down pit lane, and he came out smelling like roses. He got the lucky dog. back on the lead lap. Well, this is a tough track. We're going to be back at it tomorrow night with the Saturday Night Thunder, the next gen 110 laps from Darlington. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat. Always like to have new members come out and join us. We're interested in doing some racing. A little bit lower key deal. We don't broadcast this. I actually race, help and test out, and then we're going to go live with these. It's sort of I get some free time here to get some cars painted and get some things going here. So come on out and join us. The Saturday Night Thunder been going on since 2001. That's right. I joined High Octane Racing League in 2001. And we were doing the Pro Cup and then switched over to the Saturday Night Thunder. So it's been a fun ride all these years later. That was way back in the day. You survived Y2K? I remember that big scare for those of you who are old enough to remember it. You know, they thought everything was going to, all the computers were going to shut down. And High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action Wednesday night. 120 lap race from Gateway. What a fun track, man. As I mentioned earlier, I've been to this track many times. I lived out outside of St. Louis when I was in the Air Force. And I went to see a lot of races at Gateway. Love the track, and a fun track to drive here in sim racing. That's coming up on Wednesday in the Tough Trucks. Get some wave around cars, it looks like. Those guys taking some risks with the tires. Maybe some of them had just pitted. And it looks like we've got 5 cars maybe on the lead lap. Marizon on pit lane. He is driving down pit lane. Started at the end of the longest line. Marizon probably taking some service too. That car took a pretty hard lick on the outside wall, so like he just finished up his pit stop. He's still on the lead lap, at the tail end of the lead lap there, but we're missing a hood. The hood off that bad boy. You see that engine. Take a look at Marizon as he closes back in. And the pace car is off, so enough admiring the engine. We're getting ready to go back at it as Bardelli Jr. on the inside line, Alvarez on the outside line. A little cat and mouse game from these guys. Start lap 96. Alvarez got a good jump there on the outside. He had to battle. Looks like he might have the edge. I don't know. Bardelli Jr. not going to let him have it. Bardelli Jr. slinging that car through the corners. Trying to hold on as Jacobs trying to figure out who he wants to go with, and he's going to try to sneak through. Jacobs to the inside. Bardelli Jr. getting by Franco Alvarez on the start. 19, Claudio Bardelli Jr., Franco Alvarez looking on the low side. He's got to do a little protect as well because Sean Jacobs in this mix. Down the front of Sean Jacobs' machine. Look at that battle there with Alvarez and Bardelli. Oh, boy! Bardelli Jr. getting through. Hold on to that spot, and now Jacobs making it interesting. He's up to P2. Alvarez in third. Grover in the fourth position. Archer Vieta 1 lap down, or excuse me, Marizon in fifth. He's probably not going to be much of a factor since he got pretty significant damage there. And now they're battling the 19 to 24. Alvarez down to the inside. He's wanting to figure out what's going to happen here. He's looking for an opening. Bardelli Jr. looking out of the rear view mirror, sees a whole lot of that 24 car. Jacobs to the inside. Jacobs now challenged for the race lead. Alvarez going to go down to the bottom side and follow Jacobs. Oh, contact there with Jacobs and Bardelli. Contact. Bardelli Jr. had to get out of the throttle. Contact there with the 24 car. The 83 slips through. Contact with Bardelli Jr. and Jacobs. Did you see that? Take a look at here. Watch that. Oh, contact right there with the 24 and the 19. 24 drifted up just a little bit, I believe. Go back and look at this again. Watch the 19. Oh, the 19 and the 24. That one came down, one came up. Woo, Nelly. This is getting interesting. Dana Grover in this mix. He's feeling like, hey, I might be able to sneak out a win here, man. Looked like it wasn't going too well for me. I was a lap down. And he's in this mix, running in P4. Jacobs is the leader. You got to feel like Alvarez is going to make a run. Bardelli Jr. has fallen back. Probably a little front end damage now for him. 24 and the 83. Couple Chevys running away from the Ford. Toyota in fourth. Fifth position is Craig Marizon. There's some pretty significant damage to that car. The rest of those guys are one or more laps down. Alvarez looking on the low side. Jacobs had to race pretty hard to get this position. Did he use up those tires? Is Alvarez just baiting him? Alvarez to the outside. Going to try to take away that outside line. Now crossing over. Alvarez got a little nose underneath the 24 car. Alvarez diving into the inside. Oh, boy. Bardelli Jr. sideways.
Yellow, yellow,
And
yellow.
we got a yellow flag. Bardelli Jr. might have come around. Bardelli Jr. off the pace. There might have been some contact. Boy, you just felt the intensity climbing up on this one, didn't you? Let's take a look and see what happened here. Might have been some contact. Right here, a little contact with the 89 into the back of the 19. And the 19 hanging on to this thing. Watch this. He's going to end up getting into the wall, I believe. Oh! And it looked like maybe Grover might have gotten into the back of the 19 right there. Oh, wow. And then, he's trying to keep it out of the outside wall and then ends up spinning. Like this, a whole lot of trying to counter steer, keep a hold of this, and right here he's going to drift up off. Oh, it sees a whole lot of that wall, and then spins. And Vieira had a bird's eye view of that one, didn't he? Ringside seat to that one. Look at this. On board here with Vieira. Oh, man. Vieira does a good job keeping him spinning down. He's down on the apron. He's back up on the track and, trying to miss the wall there. And the 19 spins the car. So it looked like maybe the Dana Grover, just take a look at one more view of this, one more look at this, as the 19 kind of gets into the back. I don't think he got it on purpose. He got into the back of the 89 got into the back of the 19 car. He's able to slip away, but the 19 right there, trying to miss that outside wall, just gets that car off kilter and then into the inside. Man. Went from bad to worse for the 19 car. Franco Alvarez is the leader. Sean Jacobs in second. Dana Grover is in the third position. Craig Marizon is in fourth. Now Marizon is, this car is beat up. You take a drone and fly it around this car. Look at that. I'm looking at the engine compartment. So that's UGLY there for Craig Marizon. I think he's got the spark plug wire off maybe. Marizon coming back down pit lane. He says, hey, man, put my hood back on, bro. Dana Grover up front here going to lead a lap. Marizon on pit lane, but also Jacobs, Alvarez on pit lane. Looks like maybe Bardelli Jr. is on pit lane. Artur Vieira back on the lead lap. Artur Vieira back on the lead lap. So, see Dana serving longest line penalty. The rule in this series is if you're at fault for the accident, then you start at the end of longest line, which is not a bad deal for him. I mean, maybe not exactly what he wanted, but that's racing. Alvarez shown as the race leader. Now, I think we're going to have Palumbo get a lap back, maybe. So Preston Hassel will get to do a drive around. Lap. Back on the lead lap. Maybe pick up a position or two. Claudio Bardelli Jr., after making some repairs, will start, I think, in P4. Our race leader is the 83, Franco Alvarez. So a late race caution flag, two of them actually. And at this point, I'm starting to think I don't have a lot of confidence it's going to end under a green flag. We'll see. The lights appear to be out on the pace car, so see if they get these lined back up. Alvarez says, I'm going to take the inside line. That's going to put Sean Jacobs up on the outside line. But this guy's had a pretty good battle there in this last little run. Jacobs looked pretty fast. Bardelli Jr. might have a bone to pick with the 89. The 89, though, starting not too bad of a shape there. Got not too many cars here on the lead lap, so he's going to start on the outside. And we'll start in P6. Arthur Vieira start in the 5th position on the inside in that 3rd row. There's on, I think, might be in a little bit of trouble there with the hood missing on that car. We'll see how much that affects him. Of course, sometimes we got a green-white checker here, it looks like. So, white checker here at Darlington. If Jacobs can get a good start here, he's got a challenge for Alvarez. If Alvarez gets the start that he did at the beginning of the race, this race is over. So a green-white checker here at Darlington.
Green flag, green flag.
And here we go. Alvarez got a good start. Able to clear the 24. 24's coming back a little bit, though. Oh, jumping up to the high side, throwing the block on that 24. Taking his line away. Alvarez the leader. That battle there between Marizan and Bardelli. Behind. Grover into the outside wall. Jacobs got a good run here down to the inside.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. Yellow flag, and it looks like Alvarez is going to come away with the win. Let's see what happened with the flag. Oh, Givaldo gets down to the inside, comes across and gets into the 8 car. Oh, my gosh. What the heck happened there? Yeah, he grabbed him right there and down to the inside. Oh! Holy smokes. And Franco Alvarez is going to get the win. So Franco Alvarez in the right place at the right time. And gets the win here in this Mobil 1 sponsored Chevy. So congratulations to Franco Alvarez, and Jacob's trying to get in the camera shot. What are you, prima donna here or what? Sorry, man, this camera situations have, whenever they change directions, whatever direction you think they're going with the camera, not happening. Ends up being a different direction, so. Wait till he does a burnout. Wow. There we go. So congratulations to Franco Alvarez on getting the win. I guess he's going to get a burnout here. Looks like Preston's going to give him a little bit of a bump there. So the 83, Franco Alvarez getting the big win. What a run there for him, huh? Feast or famine in case of Franco Alvarez tonight, man. He had some battles out himself in that middle run there, kind of off the pace a little bit. But he was able to come back, bounce back, and be in the right place at the right time. So Franco Alvarez getting the win. So congratulations to Franco. Let's take a look at the final results. So Franco Alvarez gets the win. Sean Jacobs finishes in the second position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. battles back for a third-place finish. Craig Marizon fourth, man, with no hood. Finishes in P4. Mark Vieta finishes in the fifth position. In sixth is Data Grover in the Toyota. Preston Hassel in the seventh position. Good battle there for him. He had a tough race there, but got back on the lead lap. And Palumbo finishes in the eighth position. Wes Dean ninth. Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 10th position. Tonight, so Franco Alvarez getting the win here at Darlington. Let's see if we can't straighten that up just a little bit for him. So congratulations to Franco. See if we can't get a have a conversation with him. What an interesting race it was tonight too, man. We had some good long green flag runs and some really good battles too. All right, Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the booth, and man, that's a race win that you had to work for tonight, man. Talk about the battles you had there with Vieta and Bardelli, some great battles, and also Sean Jacobs late in the race too. That'd be a lot of fun.
Talk about hard work, man. Good night, Heath. Good night, everybody. Oh man, that was such work to put this Mobility One Chevrolet on Victor Lane today, wasn't it? We had to fight really, really hard. We found some issues with pace at the beginning, with big drop of pace on tires. We had bad execution, we had bad pit stop at the beginning, but then everything kind of cleaned up during the race. I got better tire management during the race, I got better pit stops. I was very lucky with the caution of the 60. Without that caution, I wasn't able to make it to the end, and the 19 was. So there was a lot of luck involved there, and yeah, just then really hard racing with the 19 and the 24 at the end. I thought the 24 was a lap car at some point. No, I'm joking.
Are
yeah,
you saying that because he usually is, or what?
I mean, he always is a lap down, so I don't know what happened today.
Oh my god.
But yeah, there was a very hard, fun race at the end. Super fun racing with the 24 and the 19. And yeah, that was such a fun race. A lot of fall off, even more than what I expected, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, I was watching on that first run. You really went out and took off away from the field, and it looked like later in that run, the car was wicked loose for you, and you changed your strategy in that second run.
That's correct. I completely misjudged the amount of fall off that there was today. I didn't expect it like the lap time drop to be 2 seconds or 2 seconds and a half. I did not expect that, so yeah, that caught me off guard completely. But I learned from that, and from the second run onwards, I adjusted my driving. I did some adjustment to the car, and everything worked much better the rest of the race.
It seems like this track is a track that you really have to stay up on the edge of the seat, hold onto that wheel, and really concentrate on driving. You're going to make some passes, you're going to make some mistakes, but this track seems like it really punishes you for mistakes.
Absolutely. If you miss the turn just by a little bit, you will burn the tires, you will hit the wall. So you had absolutely no second chance here. That's why we had some spread out of the field so quickly because it's super hard. It's hard to stay behind somebody. You get extremely tight behind somebody in turn 3 and 4. So yeah, that was such a challenge today.
Well, next week we got another challenge headed our way, and that's Bristol. How do you feel about that track next week? I have a feeling you like that track.
First of all, I want to apologize to the 27. I completely locked up the brakes on pit entry on the first pit stop, and he hit the wall because of that. I am so sorry for that. Yeah, Bristol. Bristol is a track that I have been struggling pretty hard to qualify there. I have qualifying 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th recently. I had to figure out how to be faster. But on race pace, this 83 Chevrolet has been really good. We have been really good on the long run mainly. So I really pray for very little cautions because like the short-term speed is not there yet. So I have to figure something out for next week.
I'm not trying to jinx it, but it seems like we have long green flag runs at Bristol in the Buschwackers Series. We've had a number of races that have been caution-free as well. And getting on and off pit lane seems to be the key to winning that race.
I mean, that's what the Mobile 1 Chevrolet needs. I don't have speed on the short term. I don't know why. I have literally qualified outside the top 10, so I don't know. I need the green flag runs to save my tires, to keep my cool, and then apply the pressure at the end of the run. So yeah, that's what we need. I hope we had that. 2 weeks in a row with just one caution, so I am praying for that to continue.
Well, good job, you. Congratulations, and best of luck next week at Bristol.
Thank you very much. The track too tough to tame today.
Absolutely. All right, that's Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the booth, and a big win there for him. He really, and he's just got a high racing IQ. He knows what he needs to do at each track. He knows what he needs to do throughout the course of the race too, and that's just another reason that he's really hard to beat, man. So great job to the 83 Mobile One sponsored Chevy in Victory Lane here at Darlington. What a tough track, and he was able to overcome some adversity early on and get the race win, and maybe working his way to another championship. As I mentioned, we'll be at Bristol next week, 150 lap race there. So that'll be a fun one. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Same channel, same time. So come on out and join us. We always like to have the folks come out and join us on the streams as well. And welcome to all the new people there chatting in the stream. Appreciate you watching the stream tonight or on replay. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. How about hosting your website or your online store? Maybe some VPS hosting or shared web hosting. That's who provides our services here at High Octane Racing League. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, man. Get everybody out here knowing about TurnLeftTV. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description of the race. That would help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Always appreciate the support. Love people coming out and watching the races. Really love doing this, man. Don't forget to join us over at highoctaneracing.net. If you'd like to race with us, there's a quick link to our Discord server as well. So thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for me tonight. I am out of here.